Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. On the grasshopper and the cricket, a very beautiful poem by a very beautiful poet, John Keats. This poem is taken from your book, Oxford Modern English 8. Here is the detail about the lesson. The poem on the grasshopper and the cricket. This lesson is for all sections of grade 8. Activity of the day is to learn new words and have introduction about the poet John Keats as well as the poem on the grasshopper and the cricket. Book is Oxford Modern English 8. It is 9th August 2020 and the day is Wednesday. Your teacher Sayyid Mubashir Hussain Shah is here for you. Dear students, main objectives of this learning are in front of you. We expect to enable you to enjoy reading a simple poem. We also want to improve vocabulary of the students. It is also expected to enable the students understand the poem thoroughly. Then we want to introduce the poet John Keats in brief in the class. Important words from this lesson are in front of you. You must know these words. The first word is new moon. It's a phrase moon, moon, to cut, especially grass, etc. New moon, newly cut. Mead, abbreviated word, and in the past it was used for a meadow. An old word was mead. Frost, minute ice crystals formed when water vapor condenses at a temperature below freezing. Wrought, formed, fashioned. Ring, wrought. Ring means to form, to give a style to something. Wrought is the second and third form. So its meanings are in front of you: formed, fashioned. Then the next word, shrills, sounds out, shouts in a high pitched tone. Shrills, to give a shout in a high pitched tone. Faint, hardly perceptible. Perceptible, which cannot be perceived, which cannot be recognized. Weak, very weak. Dizzy, faint, hard, perceptible, hardly perceptible, which cannot be recognized. If there is some sound and cannot be recognized, it is perceptible. Weak and dizzy. Next word is hedge, a fence or boundary formed by a dense row of shrubs or low trees. Shrubs and low trees are used to make a fence or boundary. So hedge is a fence. It is a boundary, but made of different plants, small plants, shrubs or low trees. The poem on the grasshopper is in front of you, on the grasshopper and the cricket. The poetry of earth is never dead. When all the birds are faint with the hot sun and hide in cooling trees, a voice will run from hedge to hedge about the new mown mead. That is the grasshopper's. He takes the lead in a summer luxury he has never done with his delights. For when tired out with fun, he rests at ease beneath some pleasant weed. The poetry of earth is ceasing never. On a lone winter evening, when the frost has wrought a silence, from the stove there shrills the cricket song in a warmth increasing ever, and seems to one in drowsiness half lost. The grasshoppers among some grassy hills. Dear students, it is very interesting poem, and you see in the first stanza there are 8 lines, and in the second stanza you see there are 6 lines, and all lines come together 14. In the first stanza 8 lines, and in the second stanza 6 lines, and these two stanzas make 14 lines. A poem which has 14 lines, 8 in the first stanza and 6 in the second stanza, is called sonnet, and this is a beautiful sonnet by John Keats. Now we should try to understand this poem. The poetry of earth is never dead. Here the poet wants to say the nature is never ending. So the poetry of earth, the romance of earth is never ending. It is always there. Whatever season is there, whatever weather is there, whatever climate is there, the poetry of earth just continues with its beauty. When all the birds are faint with the hot sun, when there is hot everywhere, and all other birds of nature are just faint, they cannot be recognized, they are just in their hides and hide in cooling trees. Just they are in search of cool trees, they want to just hide in the cooling trees. A voice will run, only one voice is there, and it will run from hedge to hedge about the new mown mead. Just there is one voice, all other voices of the birds are just faint, they are not perceptible, but there is only one voice which will remain there, and it will move from hedge to hedge And what is it? It is the voice of the grasshoppers. That is the grasshoppers. He takes the lead in summer luxury. This is the only creature that enjoys the summer and lives a joyful life. It feels it luxurious. He has never done with his delights. For when tired out with fun, he rests at ease beneath some pleasant weed. Whenever it is tired, it gets rest beneath some pleasant weeds. Weeds are small plants, sometimes unwanted plants in the crops, in the fields. Anyhow, in the next stanza, the poetry of earth is ceasing never. Again, the poet says, again, he is repeating the idea, and he says, the poetry of earth is ceasing never. It never ceases. On a lone winter evening, now he is talking about winter, when the frost has wrought a silence. When frost has wrought, has formed a silence, there is silence everywhere. From the stove there shrills, and everybody is just sitting near the stoves, and the poet is enjoying the winter season. But when he sees the stove, he feels the shrills, the cricket song. In the winter season, the cricket is there to give a song. All other beauties of the nature are hidden, but the cricket is there to give its song in warmth increasing ever. And the cricket is giving song, it is giving warmth, which is increasing ever and ever, and seems to one in drowsiness half lost. And in drowsiness, when there is sleep situation, when everybody is sleepy, and there we find the cricket song. The grasshoppers among some grassy hills, and the grasshoppers are some grassy hills. So nature is there. Either it is summer, either it is winter. Here you see two pictures have been taken from your lesson. On one side you see the cuckoo cricket song. On one side you see the bird cricket, and then another picture is here of a grasshopper. Let's move towards comprehension of the poem. Answer the following questions. Here you see the first question. Which line in the poem is similar to the first and expresses the same idea? Definitely, the idea was given in the first line, and the idea is repeated in the 9th line, and it is here. The line, the poetry of the earth is ceasing never, is similar to the first, and it expresses the same idea. Now moving towards the second question. Whose voice will run from hedge to hedge? Why do you think the voice sounds in the hedges? Definitely it is grasshopper's voice which will run from hedge to hedge. and definitely he wants to escape from the mowing of the grass. The grasshopper's voice will run from hedge to hedge because it moves from one hedge to another to escape from mowing, cutting of grass. When there is somebody cutting the grass and these grasshoppers are just moving from one hedge to another to escape from mowing. Let's move towards question number C. Where do the birds hide and why? They hide in the cool trees in summer because the hot sun has weakened them, making them faint. So they hide in the cool trees because the hot sun has weakened them, making them faint. Next question is in front of you. Does the grasshopper tire, and how does he then behave? Yes. Does the grasshopper tire? Yes, he does. And how does he then behave? Then he takes rest under the cool weeds. What time of the day is described in the second part of the poem? Hurry up, boys, you can answer. What time of the day is described in the second part of the poem? It is evening time when there is cold situation. Evening time of the day is described in the second part of the poem. Let's move towards another question. What creates the silence? It is frost that creates silence. Why does the cricket song sound to the poet like that of the grasshopper? The cricket song sound to the poet like that of the grasshoppers because the drowsy and warm by the fire, because he feels drowsy and warm by the fire, which perhaps remind him of how he felt in summer. Let's move towards another question, H. Try to understand. These questions are more difficult. Discuss them first. First is, what is meant by the phrase, he takes the lead in summer luxury? All other birds of nature are in the cooling trees and they are faint. Their sounds are no more and they are in their hides. Only one creature, that is the grasshopper. It can be seen, it can be heard, and in this way he is enjoying its life. It is enjoying its life and he takes the lead in summer luxury. It means it is the only creature on earth which is enjoying the summer season. Where does the poet get this idea? Definitely there are fables, different fables are there, and the poet got this idea from some fable. Now the answer is in front of you. During hot summer time, all birds just hide themselves in cool places. It is hide, not hid. Hide themselves in cool places. They stop to sing songs or chirp. It is only the grasshopper left enjoying itself and making fun. This phrase is referred to its joyful life, and the idea might be taken from some fable. Another difficult question. Why do you think the poet expresses the same idea twice in the first line and the ninth line. Definitely, this poem is poem of nature, and it is expressing that nature never ends, either of the season, summer or winter it is, and either of weather is there, nature continues. And here is the answer. You can see the poem is actually a love song for nature. The beauty of nature is constant and ceaseless. It reveals different folds of beauty during various seasons and weathers. So the poet stresses on this aspect of nature by repeating the same idea again in ninth line. You can easily understand the poem is actually a love song for nature. The beauty of nature is constant, it never breaks, it is ceaseless, it never ceases, it reveals, it unfolds new beauties, it reveals different folds of beauty, it unfolds new beauties, different beauties during various seasons and weathers. So the poet stresses on this aspect of nature by repeating the same idea again in ninth line. Let's move towards another question. It is last question from your exercise. What is the difference between grasshopper and the cricket? Find out 3 or 4 differences: appearance, auditory organs, activity, feeding habits. There is a lot of difference between grasshopper and the cricket. You need to answer this question yourself. You will have to consider their appearance. On one side, the appearance of grasshopper, and on the other side, the appearance of the cricket. Then you see auditory organs. Different auditory organs are there. You will have to define in your answer. Their activities are different. Their feeding habits are different. So you need to express. Here observation and keen interest of the students is required to answer this question. The students are expected to have observation and keen interest to answer this question. Must go for some research and know about their differences. Then you can write yourself, and every student must have his own answer. The students are advised to do this question, and they need to send it to me as home assignment for attendance. About the author, John Keats, he was born on 31st October 1795. Moorgate was the place of his birth. Moorgate, London. He died on 23rd February 1821. He was quite young at that time. You can easily see he could lead just 26 years of his life. He was gifted with a brilliant mind, but he was not so much interested in other things other than poetic work. The earlier education he got at Enfield, England. Then he was apprenticed to a surgeon. His parents want him to be a surgeon. He was not interested. After the death of his parents, he just moved towards poetic work. The first poetic work was published in 1817. At that time, he was quite young. You can easily see his age was 23 years at that time. And some of beautiful poems from this volume are here. I stood tiptoe upon a little hill. In one of previous lectures, you have learnt about this poem, this beautiful poem. Perhaps in the book of Oxford Modern English 7. Then Sleep and Poetry, very wonderful poem, and a very famous poem on first looking into Chapman's Homer. Dear students, your book says these words in favor of this young poet. John Keats, 1795 to 1821, is considered one of the greatest of English poets, the son of a livery stable keeper. Keats attended school at Enfield, England. At the age of 16, he was apprenticed to a surgeon. He was sent to a surgeon to become a surgeon. Keats gave up surgery to write poetry. He was not interested in surgery, so he gave up surgery to write poetry. His first volume of poems appeared in 1817. It included I Stood Tiptoe Upon a Little Hill, Sleep and Poetry, and the famous sonnet on first looking into Chapman's Homer. As I have already talked about a poem called Sonnet, it is 14 lines poem, and in the first stanza there are 8 lines, and in the second stanza there are 6 lines. In this selected poem above, the grasshopper, on the grasshopper and the cricket, we get a good idea of Keats' love for nature and his knowledge of it at first hand, because he led a life of rustic nature. He led a life of a villager, so he was very near to soil. Dear students, other than the assignment for attendance, you will have to do this work in your notebook. You are assigned to read the poem and underline all the difficult words in it and write them in your neat notebook. Also, you will do other work, the comprehension exercise, in your notebook. Thank you very much for paying full attention, for paying some interest, and you can share this video with your friends, and you can give your comments if you find any difficulty. You need to subscribe to know about the future uploads before other fellows. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.